we've got your Raiders covered.
Knock on wood if you're with me.
It's Silver and Black Today on CBS Sports Radio 1140. And now, here's your host, Scott Gobranson.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Silver and Black Today here on CBS Sports Radio 1140. And one of our favorite interviews of all time, and of course, the man that I have dubbed the future honorary, and I think we're right on the crux of it, the future honorary mayor of Las Vegas. And that, of course, is Raiders great. You call him Foo, we call him Phil. Phil Villapiano joins us now. Phil, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, Scott. I like the title. Very nice title.
Fitting.
It's a future honorary. Future, whatever. There was another word in there too. That was good. That was good.
The future honorary mayor, because I know, even for especially those Las Vegas Raiders fans who don't know that they're Raiders fans yet, Phil. When they start,
right.
they're starting to get on board the stadium, the name of the team's officially Las Vegas. And when they get a load of you, they're going to love you because you are, yes, you're Jersey all the way through and through, but at the same time, you fit so well here in Las Vegas. And I know when you spend more time here, people are going to fall in love with you, and they're going to call you Uncle Phil like I do.
Yep.
That's very nice, Scott. Very nice. And I am so looking forward to it. I did New Year's Eve over at Caesar's Palace, and a friend of mine, by coincidence, I met him at the Oregon Bowling Green football game a year ago.
Wow.
He come up to me and he said, "Phil, we got something in common." I said, "What's that?" He goes, "I'm building your stadium." I said, "What?" He says, "Yeah, I work for the company that's the senior engineers of the whole show, right?" I said, "Well, then maybe you could get me a tour." He said, "No problem, just come to town." So the day before New Year's, my girlfriend and I got a tour of the stadium like you would not believe. I know everything about everything now. I can't wait. I know where I'm going to have my first beer. I can't wait to get there.
Well,
it's going to be so good.
Phil, talk about that, though. Now that we'll talk about this week, Chaz and I were at the press conference where they officially became the Las Vegas Raiders. And, of course, right outside the stadium there. Talk about your tour. What's impressed you? What did you see in that tour that you said, wow, this is going to be an incredible place for the franchise? I love the franchise I played for, the Raiders.
Well, here you go. So we come at it. They have these what do they call them sheds out back where everybody's working, there's trailers.
Yes.
And so we meet in a trailer and we go through this fence. And then there's this long driveway, like I'm talking long. And then down below, there's this, it's like an area. And I go, "What's this for? Tailgate parties and all that?" He goes, "No, this is where the football field, when it's, when the Raiders are not playing, they're going to bring the turf on these railroad tracks out into this area." So that was the first thing that amazed me. And I'm like, "What are you talking?" He says it takes us 45 minutes from it to be laying out there in the sun for it to be in there and ready to somebody to run on it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
4 feet. Listen to this. 4 feet deep.
Wow.
Turf.
It's incredible.
And naturally there's grass on top of that, right? So you got the turf, the grass, and it's on these railroads, and they pull it right into the stadium. It is unbelievable. It looks like like trains, but they're like in these troughs. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Or like, let's say you're making a cake, and you put so much grass or so much in the cake pan, and then they pull them all in. It's unbelievable. So that's what started. Then the second thing, so we walk in down below, and now the big shots like you, Scott, you probably go in this way. Now you go in the place, and he goes, "Phil, come over, check this out. This is Mark Davis's elevator." I'm like, "What?"
He's got his own elevator.
He's got his own elevator. He gets out of his car, gets in an elevator, goes up to the second floor, but the elevator wasn't in yet. But so we had to walk up there. So now we go up to the second floor, and he goes, this is where Mark's going to get out. And then he walks over here, and this is his suite. His suite is as big as my house. And he's got 2 kitchens, 2 bars. He got 2 of everything. He's got about 5 rows of seats out front. But if you don't want to be out front, you stay inside at the bars or the kitchens. It's amazing. Well, and then I'll give you one more. I could go on all day, but I got to tell you, the guy, his name is David Guru. Great guy. We're giving him a shout out because he's from Bowling Green. He's a Fighting Falcon. He's also the engineer. So David says, Phil, come on, we got to go check this place out. There's going to be a bar at the end of the stadium that's as big. It's as big as our town. It's unbelievable. And everybody can go there, whether you're a club member, standing room only member. Mark Davis wanted it this way, so all the fans could go to this massive bar.
Yeah, and
60,
and Phil, I was gonna, yeah, that's the bar out by the Al Davis Memorial Torch on the north end of the stadium, right? That's where the lanai doors open, where you'll be able to see the view of the Strip. That bar, it's going to be the best bar in Las Vegas.
Oh my God, I can't wait for opening day. I told I tried to order 50 tickets for opening day for my boys back here. We want to fly out, all my golfing buddies and my drinking buddies, and so the lady Shannon said, Phil, no way. I said, yeah, wait and see. So I text Mark Davis. Yeah. I said, Mark, give me some divine intervention. We're an international team, man. You just can't leave it to Nevada people. We need some Jersey people there. So let's see if Mark steps in. I'll let you know if Mark, I don't know what they're going to cost. Oh, my God, it'd be ridiculous.
It will be.
No matter. The Raiders are coming.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Again, we're talking to Raider great Phil Villapiano, who joins us today on CBS Sports Radio 1140. Now, Phil, before we take a break here in a few minutes, I want to talk about a little bit the Hall of Fame. Of course, Hall of Fame selection, they had the Centennial class. You've been a nominee for the Hall of Fame since 2018, if my memory serves me correct. Of course, Tom Flores and the late, great Cliff Branch, who we lost just late last year. And again, Raiders were not selected. None of you were selected to get into the Hall of Fame. Tell me a little bit, give me your feelings about that, because to me, I know that the Hall of Fame, it's not just about the personal recognition. It's about the team. It's about your families. How did you feel when you heard that once again there wasn't going to be any Raiders in this class?
It's just, you got to be a little bit above it. Mm-hmm. And not that you can be above the Hall of Fame, because that is I think that one even ranks higher than the Super Bowl. You make the Hall of Fame, okay? But it's, there was a time when I saw some people get in the Hall of Fame, and I didn't even know who they were, and I'm like, who are these people that are getting in the Hall of Fame? I almost thought it was a popularity contest for a long time. But then once my name came up a few times, you start looking into it, and they really do their homework. But I don't know if, I'm very happy to hear that the Hall of Fame guys vote, because, in the press, there can't be an NFL without a press. But some of the people that are voting, I don't think they have any clue who they're voting for. Don't matter. I am very, very happy. I got 4 Pro Bowls. I got a Super Bowl. I got a 13-year career. I got the Vegas Raiders. What else do I want? I love it, but I don't really care.
That's what I've always been saying too, Phil. Is we don't need a committee to tell us how great you guys were, right?
Well, we certainly had a great team, and sometimes that that goes against you too, because there's guys like Kenny Stabler. Oh my God! He had to die to get in the thing.
Yeah.
And then there's, I think every Raider that gets in, I know they deserve it. You look at Jim Otto, Jetty Hendricks, I got Gene Upshaw. These guys were great players, great leaders. And if you got a whole, 22 of those guys out there, everybody can't get in. So, hey, I'm just happy I got to know a bunch of these guys. And, I think Jim Plunkett, I think Tom Flores, You know, they're right there. I think, Jim, maybe next year.
Well, and I think too. I think you guys will all get your opportunity, and we're waiting for that. And honestly, you know, we had Cliff on our show back in 2018. He came in the studio, and we had asked him about it. And he really felt, and it was not a slight in any way, it was not a negative. He felt that you guys were paying the price for Al Davis still, because some of the voters, some of the writers, NFL writers that have been around and are older now, still hold on to some of that dislike for Al because he was such a trendsetter, because he was such a maverick and someone who changed the game so significantly, that sometimes you guys are paying the price, and hopefully that'll dissipate over time as well.
Well, you know, that's right. I'm surprised to hear Cliff say that, because, you know, Al was us. You know, we were Al.
Right.
You know, and I don't think he did anything wrong. But you're right. There's some guys out there that say, "Oh my God, he moved the team."
Yeah.
Well, so what? So did the Browns, and so did the Cardinals. You know, remember they used to be the Colts.
Yes.
I mean, Al was without an Al Davis, there would have been no NFL. This Super Bowl, this Sunday, I mean, next Sunday, the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl for Lamar Hunt and Al Davis. And I remember being in high school when or college, the first Super Bowl. I was rooting for the AFC, and then when the Chiefs beat up the I think who they beat? Whoever they beat in the third one.
The Vikings. Just like you, they beat the Vikings.
Oh, there you go, man. The AFC broke in, and it was so good. Al Davis being the commissioner of the AFC, you know, forcing the merger. Are you kidding me? You know, no. Al, I'm glad he got in the Hall of Fame. And you know, I wish I could get in the Hall of Fame, but hey, we're Al Davis. And you know, guys, people, everybody, almost the first question anybody asks me, what was it like playing for Al Davis?
Yep.
And I say it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, and happened to my mind. And you know, and I work now. I'm still working, guys, and I work like I play football. And I got that from Al Davis, and I got that from John Madden, of course.
Yeah.
You know, those two.
Well, and Phil.
Oh my God.
Phil, yeah, and it's great because obviously the torch is going to be part of the stadium to honor Al. It's going to be 333 Al Davis Way, the stadium address. So he's going to get his due. And I think as time goes on, people continue to understand and really get the scope. Okay, Phil, we're going to take a break. When we come back, more with Phil Villapiano. We're going to talk about next week's Super Bowl. You're listening to the Silver and Black Today here on CBS Sports Radio 1140.
What's next for your